Hey guys, Justin here, or Mr. Fisher Mooser. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to Breezily bridge. If you don't know what Breezily bridging is, well, here's a couple of clips of what it looks like. Alright guys, now that you know what it looks like, you're probably wondering, oh, well, Moose, how do you do it? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to Breezily bridge. Do keep in mind, this is not the main bridging method I use, therefore I am not the best at it, however, I do know enough that I can show it to you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright guys, really fast, before I get into the video, I am doing a giveaway on my Discord server, so if you haven't joined already, go ahead to the description below, join the Discord server, and that is where I will be hosting the video. It's an actual decent prize, but I will not reveal what the prize is on this video. However, the prize will be revealed in the Discord server, so if you haven't joined the Discord server, go ahead, join it now. That's the only way you'll be able to partake in this this giveaway. So with all that out of the way, I'll go ahead and let you guys get right to the video. Alright guys, so you want to learn how to Breezily. First I'll kind of show you like what Breezily looks like. I kind of already did that, but it's fun to do, right? That's essentially what Breezily looks like. You can go a long ways with it if you time it right. It's just I don't got the perfect timing for it. I just came from lunch, and so I'm lucky if I get more than a couple blocks right now. There you go. There's like 17 blocks. There's a common misconception that you have to jump. You do not have to jump. You just have to time your clicks right. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do it. So the first step, find the block you want to Breezily from, stand on the block, and then turn 180 degrees. Look the opposite direction you're wanting to bridge. So if I'm bridging this way, I'm going to come over here and look that way. I'm going to hold down S. Now, for some bridging methods, you need to look in a precise spot. Like for a G-bridge, I have to line it up almost exactly in order to do it. Like you'll see here, if you look in the very top of my screen, you'll see this. It's kind of hard to see because of the snow, but you'll see a number. Well, I use that instead of my coordinates, which I'll show you here in a second. But for G-bridge, I have to line everything up like almost perfectly in order to do it. Versus Breezily, all I have to do is just come over here and look this way. I don't have to do it perfectly. However, if I'm like this and way down here and then try to breeze, it's just not gonna work. So if I like, not gonna work. I could try to go the other way. It's not gonna work. So it does have some angle to it, and the angle is you're gonna come over here, turn around, hold down S. With Lunar Client, it's going to be facing 180 or I guess 270, but whatever the actual directions are. So that's what you can use to help out with that. But mainly this is the thing you want to do. So adjust your aim either left or right until you are not moving. Like if I'm holding down S, you'll see I'm not moving. If I'm moving, it's like barely at all to the right. But like I said, it does not have to be perfect like G-bridge. This I can be a little bit off like this and get by just fine. In fact, it makes it a little bit easier. However, if you mess up any more than that, or like you move the mouse too much while Breezily bridging, there is no more room for error. Versus if I do it like almost perfectly lined up, and I do accidentally like hit the mouse or something, and so then I'm sideways, I can keep bridging without falling off. So even though it's a little bit easier if you kind of like actually turn it like that, it's not as great in case you like mess up. Like right now, let's see that the mouse is kind of moving a little bit, but you know, you get the idea. You get the idea. Also the height on the block. So make sure you look left or right. You try to have it about the center to where you can hold S and either not move or barely move at all. And then you also want to look about from the middle to the top. you don't want to look way down here, because what will happen is that it will just not work. I guess it can kind of work if you can time it just right, but it's not a good idea. I can look at about the middle of the block. I'm sneaking right now, so if I'm sneaking, it's about here. If I'm not sneaking, it's about there. I can look in the middle of the block and get by just fine. Or if I wanted to try to practice a little bit, I could try to aim perfectly, like right up at the edge of the block, and then if you're drag clicking, this makes it a whole lot easier. If you can like put it up here and go like that. So that's the angle for Breezily Bridge. So the angle, I'm going to go through it one more time because the angle is really important. Even though it doesn't have to be exact, it is very important. So I like to look about here, or maybe about there. I've been trying to do it from there to see like the difference. But I usually just like, if I'm going to breeze, I'm going to come over here, look roughly there, and then, then continue to breeze. Like that. However, the higher up you look, the better. However, you need to have a little bit more of a not really a reaction time, but timing. But you can do it like you see here from about the middle of the block. And it's a common misconception that you have to jump. With breeze, you do not have to jump. With moonwalk, if you do it just right, you don't have to. But it's a really good idea with moonwalk to jump. With G-bridge, you have to jump. Unless you do something like sidewalk, but that's for another video. In this video, I'm just trying to show you the Breezily Bridge. So, before we go any further, I want you to practice something. So there's two ways you can practice this. You can do this, build like a 1 block tall thing, stand on the block, look about like the angle you would. It doesn't have to be like, this far down. It's just like, look at the block to where you can do this. I want you to practice this. If you look in the left-hand corner of my screen up here, you'll see my keystrokes, what I'm pressing. I'm pressing A and D, and I'm going back and forth like this. My goal is to try to move like this as much as I can while keeping it inside of the sides of the blocks. Because if I go out here, I'm going to fall. So if I can come here to about the middle of the block and go like this, as long as it stays within the block, you're good. However, if you're not, like sort of like what I'm doing now, don't worry. Because when you're just standing here, you need to strafe a lot faster than when you're actually moving backwards. And so to show you this, let me make a little bit of a path. So then you would come here, look about that spot, and then you're going to hold S and then do that little strafe thing. So that is what I suggest. You can kind of like come over here. So this is actually what I suggest you do to try to get like the motion down for Breezily, to do something like that. I like to come to like the left hand side, then push S and D at the same time, and then I keep holding down S, but I switch between A and D like this. And that is really good practice for Breezily. So if you can do this and stay within the lines, then you should be set. Another thing you can do is you could try to learn a jitter bridge or whatever it's called. And I actually don't know. Is it jitter bridge? I think it's jitter bridge, even though it's more of like a stack, but still. It sort of has the same motion of the left and right. Whoops. And so if you can actually jitter bridge doing like that kind of a motion, it can help quite a bit as well. Like something like this. I have my angle messed up right now, but I usually go sideways, actually. For me, I like to go sideways with jitter bridge, but like I said, that's for another video. So once you've practiced this, and then you've also practiced this sort of a thing, now you can actually try to start Breezily bridging. So you come here, you get your angle going up or down, wherever you want to look. I like to look about this far away from the line, and also you're looking left and right, you're looking about in the middle. So you're at the right angle. Here's what I suggest doing. Some people do this. I don't want to see this. I don't want you to place a block and then try to do it. It's not gonna really work. Is it possible? Yes, it is. You're making it really hard on yourself when you try to do it like this. Because then you have to try to like have a big pause and then time it. It's really weird. However, if that's what you rather do, then by all means, it's harder. So I don't suggest doing it when you're trying to learn it. Instead, here's what I do. So I go over here. I go like this. I guess you could technically start from the middle of the block. I don't, because I like to have a little bit more time, but you could start at the end of the block. But that's up to you. I like to start over here at the left corner. If you rather start at the right corner or the middle, that's up to you, but you're just gonna have to kind of like adjust what you do based off of what you choose. So I like to come over here, and then what I'm fixing to do is I'm going to unsneak. So I'm like this, I'm sneaked. I'm going to, here, that's a good angle. So I'm going to unsneak as I press S and D at the same time. So if I actually come back over here, I'm going to go like, I think I was actually doing it. Here, let's try it. So if I like look, here, let's try this. This is probably not going to work at all, but I'm going to try it. So if I look about there, put it in first person. I do it all about the same time. So if I actually try to do this in F5 and go like that, you'll see I'm sneaking and then I'm holding S the whole time, but I'm going to let go of shift and then press D and start to click at the same time. Right now I'm using drag because that is how I can do it. However, I'll show you here in a minute, you can do it with different clicking methods. So you let go of shift, you click whatever clicking method you do. I'm using drag. As you press D, it's like those three things at the same time. So like I come over here, D and right click and unshift, and then I switch between A and D, and I click. Drag clicking is a lot easier, so if you can drag click, great. This is gonna be a lot easier for you. If you cannot drag click, I suggest learning drag click a lot. Like, it is really helpful for not only Breezily Bridge, but also Moonwalk. You can it also makes Speed Bridge a lot or Ninja Bridge, I guess, a lot easier. Also, it makes it where you can actually learn things like G Bridge. However, you can kind of G Bridge with double click. It's just really hard and really timing. Speaking of, like I said, you don't have to drag click for Breezily though. Instead, I can come over here and actually just kind of like sit here, and I'm going to use double click. If you don't know what double clicking is, I'll put a link in the description of where you can go to learn how to double click. So you can Breezily Bridge with double click. It just requires more timing, because instead of like 4 or 5 clicks, you're only getting like 2 or 3 clicks per block, and you have to really time it. The good thing about it though is if you're like me and can't hold the mouse and drag, you can adjust your aim or something, and if somebody like say knocks you off, so like here, let me try to replicate it. So if I'm Breezily bridging and someone hits me off, it's gonna be really hard to try to like fake it, because I can't change my momentum like that. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to replicate it too well, but you can kind of you get the idea at least. But you can do it with double click if you cannot drag click. It's not the most difficult thing in the world. It's just learning the timing. Same thing with single click. Now this is where it's going to get really hard. Single click, it is possible, but it's really all about timing. You have to time it so like perfectly, or else it's not going to work. So if you don't have a mouse that can double click, get one. And I suggest learning drag click as well. Like right there, that was pretty decent for me trying to normal click it or like single click it without double clicking. But it is really, it's going to, if you're trying to learn Breezily like this, I feel sorry for you, because it's going to take forever. And you're going to get so frustrated thinking you're doing it wrong, when in reality you're not exactly doing it wrong. It's just you're trying to do it in one of the most difficult ways possible. So if you can double click, do it. If you can drag click, do it. It makes things a lot easier. Alright guys, so I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like in a couple games. But first, I'm going to go do like a quick little recap. So you find the block, you turn around like this, hold S, you find your angle, which is about here. Does not have to be perfect. Like you see, I'm still kind of moving. I can be a little bit like this. I can aim a little bit down. It does not have to be perfect, but the more perfect it is, the better. I like to come over here, and then I start clicking as I really start everything. You can look at my keystrokes for what I'm doing here, except for I let go of shift as I start the whole thing. And then I just continue to bridge. And the thing I like about Breezily is once you find that sweet spot, like that rhythm, as long as you continue with that rhythm, you can go as long as you continue that rhythm for. So if I can get the rhythm down, you just continue it. So as long as you continue it, you're great. But do remember, for things like Bed Wars, you do not want to go straight. So you can do different things for that. What I suggest doing is going a little bit, like maybe like 8 blocks or so. And then, so like going 8 blocks and then jumping up a block. Come back. Whoops. Come over here. You go. Oh, no. You come over here. You do a couple blocks. Then you go up. And if you practice it, you can get really decent at it. And you can even, if you really wanted to, you can practice it to where you don't need to stop when you jump. It's just I haven't practiced that, and so I'm probably not going to be able to do it too well. But you can jump, and if you time things right, let go of keys at the right time, you can actually be able to jump while breezily bridging and continue the breeze without ever stopping. You jump, which it can be really fast, but like I said, not necessary. Alright guys, with that out of the way, I'll go ahead and attempt to use it in a couple games. Hopefully I can get a few games in where I can actually get a decent breeze. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, but it does require timing, and I'm used to the timing for G-Bridge, so if I don't get it perfectly in the first couple of games, I'm sorry, but there's a nice little 42 moonwalk or breezily there, so maybe we'll be able to get it. So I'll go ahead and go into the first game. Alright guys, so I'm in a Scrubbers game, and I'm in a Scrubbers game right now for a couple reasons. One, it's a shorter bridge so I can get warmed up, and two, I want you to keep this thought in mind. In different servers, the timing is going to be slightly different because each server is going to have its own lag and its own block delay. So even though you just saw me do a 42 block thing there, you just saw there I fell after about 3 blocks because the timing is slightly different based off of each server. So keep that in mind. So what I suggest you do is you find a server that's not laggy, like the server I was just on, and practice it and kind of learn it there. But then make sure to always practice it in-game a lot. I practiced my bridges in-game as much as I did not in-game, because the lag is going to be very different. The block lag is going to be very different, and so that's what I suggest you doing. Okay, and there's one. I don't know if I'll be able to get this guy too, because he's kind of stacked. Ooh, okay. I'll take it. That guy jumped at the wrong time. Can we get this last guy here? No. I think we can get him though. Pearls? No pearls. Alright. You get a knockback rod, which is pretty cool. So really wanting some pearls. We got some more arrows. He's running out. I think I have a silverfish there though. I do. Silverfish, get him. Yeah, silverfish, let's go. GG. Alright, guys, let's go ahead. We got the Scrubbers game in. Let's go ahead and go to a Bed Wars game. No. Maybe we can kind of bridge over here a little bit. Let's go. Alright. Well, let's get back here before Yellow does something. Or we can try to take out. Let's try to take him out. I think we can take him out. Yep. Yo. Uh-oh. He started getting some hits. in there. Now, Yellow's probably gonna be right on our tail here, so here. Yellow was over there. And they were heading our direction. And he went back to get blocks, but look at this. Managed to get a base before he got here. Yo, that's awesome. He just jumped down. He did. Alright, alright. Maybe I'll, if I start like G-bridging and Breezily bridging a lot more, maybe I'll start doing some more Bed Wars, but I'm trying to grind on my Sky Wars, and I'm doing really bad right now. I missed about every one of my hits. Don't you do it, don't you do it. Alright, 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 alright. Dragon just gonna let me walk in. What? Red? Are you okay? That works. Free bed, I guess? I don't know why you just let me walk in. Whoops. That it? That's game. Yo, GG. Thank you so much for watching. I did manage to get a couple wins. Second Sky Wars game I won. First Bed Wars game I won. So no. Second Bed Wars game? No, that was the first. Yeah, I think that was the first Bed Wars game. I've played a little bit of Bed Wars today, trying to practice for this video, so I don't remember which this is. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video and did happen to learn something from it, please make sure to leave a like. It helps me out a lot. YouTube really doesn't care about me unless you leave a like, so please leave a like on the video. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and if you do subscribe, make sure to turn on notifications. That way YouTube notifies you each and every single time I upload a new video. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I am doing a giveaway on my Discord server, and so if you want to figure out how to enter that and what the prize is and everything like that, go over to the Discord server. The link is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.